So I'll call to order the Village of Cottage Grove Utility Commission for Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. The quorum is here and the agenda was properly posted, correct?
Correct.
And public appearances here or out there? All right. Discuss and consider the minutes of the Utility Commission meeting on April 9th, 2025. Can I have a motion to approve, please?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
No, second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposing? And no abstaining. Thank you. And then number 5, discuss and consider approval of the vouchers. I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers as presented. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And no abstaining. Thank you. Number 6, unfinished business. A is the update on the water tower lighting.
So I will share my screen here.
After we all get over sticker shock.
Correct. Sure. So included in the packet and shown on the screen is the proposal, and then I'll show here the quote that Musco completed for us to do the design. They've already got a preliminary design to do the installation and everything included with the other side of the water tower that's already up by the interstate, to be able to see it as you're coming from Madison instead of just Milwaukee. Musco, in all of the correspondence that I had found previously when this was done, that had been saved and recorded, I found that there had been a couple different quotes that we had found, one that you had previously provided us, Charlie, and I ended up finding out that Musco was the one that ended up doing the final design and the construction. When I reached out to the previous person, he's like, yeah, I never heard back, and so that led me to Musco. Musco does a lot of lighting in this type of realm. So they included where their what their lighting would be like, all the specs included on it, how it would light up. And at this point in time, the pole for the light would be just inside the fence line is what our hope is, so that we wouldn't have to take a bunch of trees down that's on the other side of the fence line. Given the cost of the $24,000 to $26,000, that does include an electrical installation as well. My recommendation would be to table this and put it in for a recommendation if it's something that the Utility Commission is very adamant about for looking at for the 2026 budget.
Well, yeah, like I said, I was in sticker shock when I saw it. Cam mentioned to me that perhaps we couldn't do this as utility, that we needed to do it as a beautification.
That is also a portion of it as well.
Okay.
So we'd have to look into what funds we can actually use, if it comes from water tower funds or if it's beautification.
Okay.
Either way, hopefully some of it could maybe come for the utility. Either way, would likely need village board approval.
Okay.
I know this is likely almost 100% not going to happen in a very long shot, but could we also look into see if tourism funds could cover it?
Yeah, I can look into that.
It probably won't, because it's not going to generate overnight stays probably, but it's worth a shot, I think.
And what funds were that, Chris?
Tourism.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, when people see it, it's Cottage Grove,
Yeah.
you know? So, I mean, that was one of the things that we tried to do in the first place, was make us known.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of people just whizzing by and not seeing anything but Summit Credit Union.
Correct.
So, but at this price, I'm not really interested in pushing it forward unless there's funds elsewhere. Because to me, it's just it's not as visible, or
Mm-hmm.
won't be as visible as the one coming Milwaukee way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my opinion.
Do you remember how much the other side was?
$4 grand, basically.
$4 grand?
So that was the quote that you had found. It ended up being like 18 to 20.
Okay.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I can find the final quote for it.
Sounds really cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll get rid of that quote. I don't know where I got it from. So.
I think that may have been from just the design, or because that was the gentleman that I had called and he said we had never heard back from the village. We weren't a part of the final construction portion of it.
Okay. Thank you
Yep.
for that effort.
Absolutely. To the parks shed where all of their equipment is used. G. Fox and Son is a local company here that we have heard good reviews from the Village of Oregon, and they actually did a private curb stop fix for 1855 here in town. That's how I got in contact with them and was curious if they would be interested in the work, and that's where the price for the $875 came from. That is something that we can afford. We can fill that in with our water curb stop budget if that is something that the Utility Commission would like to move forward with.
Well, again, as I've said a couple times, I think it's essential because right now the fountain is active, but as soon as fall comes, they have to shut it off. And then the nearest hydrant that's usable for that building that houses all their equipment, all their vehicles, is either on Reynolds Street in front of my house or on Bass Street over by Brady's house. And I mean, the fire department can get the water there, but for $800, $900, I think it's well worth just to get it done, if that's, anybody else has comments.
I don't have comments, but I'll make a motion to approve adding a curb stop for the water service at Fireman's Park that is fed off the existing hydrant.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? Okay, so all those in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And no abstaining. Again, appreciated. I think the park guys will be very happy come winter.
Absolutely.
And then maybe we'll get Sean to actually fix the rest of it.
Fix his park.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. The gravel driveway has become just that. Engineers report, please.
Yeah, so included in your packets are a variety of updates on both utility and developer projects. West Lawn Estates is continuing to move forward. They're planning on having their lift station done here in the upcoming months. The Amazon facility, I just found out yet today that all of the water has been completed and hooked up, so public water has all been completed in addition with the sanitary sewer. Heyday is still looking for a summer 2025 start date, but we have not heard any updates. Coyle Highlands South and the Farm Development Interceptor is still being worked through on the Strand side in coordination with the two developers to make sure that we're all on the same page moving forward. The Hydrate water main relocation for their kind of small building expansion was finished here in May. The SCADA upgrades are going very well. If you go by well 2 or well 3 on County Highway N Main Street, you'll see a big generator there. That generator is for that well. It'll be installed on the concrete pad once that's finished, as well as a variety of other things that are happening inside the well. The well 2 rehab design, Strand plans to come to the July meeting for an update on where they're at for their facility design. That will include demoing of that well 2 building and a new well house. The TT water main looping on Gaston Road, that will loop the Gaston Road water main up to the stub up off of N and TT. I met with Strand earlier this week to start discussing that project, as there's a lot of stakeholders involved, including crossing the interstate, Dane County right away, town of Sun Prairie, just to get that started.
So, to the farm, are both developers willing to actually put their money down?
We are
move
currently
forward?
in the process of moving forward, yes. The Tierneys we're working with the Tierneys on their side to make sure that where we put the pipe is conducive to where they plan to lay out their subdivision in the future. And the Humbergs are looking to move forward with their development, both on the residential side and the commercial side as well.
Okay, because it's something that really needs to be done, but until.
Developers agreements and all that are signed,
Right,
then we
and
wouldn't go
trying to
through with
figure
it.
out how much it's gonna cost,
Correct.
you know?
Yeah,
Because
there-
in a month, we don't know how much anything's gonna cost
Mm-hmm.
again.
Yep.
So, I mean, I want it done, but whether we do it jamming it through and hope for the best
Mm-hmm.
on the price, or whether we put it in the budget for next year.
Yep, that's something that me and Cam are still working through, as based on where we're at with the developers and the developers agreements.
Because especially with Amazon coming on and
Mm-hmm.
what, 78% they said last time was where we're at in capacity now?
I believe so, around that 70, 75%,
Yeah.
but,
So, I mean, it's essential to get it done, it's just a matter of, to me, it's a timing thing,
Mhm.
more than it is anything else.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So, Any other questions? Engineers? Okay, director's report, please.
This director's report is from June, even though it says February on the title page. The Ridge Lift Station lands were officially signed and purchased. They are active on access Dane for that strip of land that we bought for the future Ridge Lift Station. We are continuing to work on the Verizon Water Tower service on Tower 3. We're actually much closer than we have been in a long time. So hopefully that's going to hear finalized soon. The Consumer Confidence Report for the water utility was submitted for 2024. If you're interested in that report, you can find it on the Village website as well as Village Hall, and MSB has hard copies. We just completed our water tower cleaning for Tower 2 and Tower 3. There's a cool YouTube video if you're interested in seeing that process of them pressure washing. They look really good now, and they only continue, by doing that, it continues the lifespan of that water tower. And we finished our spring hydrant flushing at the end of May, where all of our dead ends were flushed, and the whole southern half of the village. So it went well this spring.
Okay, so on the Ridge Lift Station, we've heard nothing, okay?
Nope.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when this was designed, Strand said the design would be good for 10 years,
Correct. Yep.
okay?
We're good. It's just sitting on the shelf at this point in time. So if a developer or anybody's interested or we want to move forward with it, we can move forward with
Okay,
it at
I
any
just-
time.
Don't wanna have to redesign it in 2 years.
Neither do I.
Okay, again, thank you very
Yep.
much. Any future agenda items?
We plan to have the well two, Strand will be in presence to give a presentation and an update on that in July. And then we are currently working through, just as a heads up, in August, potentially having Ellers come for the utility rate and fee, impact fee study that they are currently working on.
Okay, and then when do we start doing the budget? October,
It'll be at the September meeting.
September?
Yep.
Whoopee. Okay, much appreciated. Adjournment, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you very much.